States have begun establishing primary and secondary seatbelt laws. July 12, 2006, the state of Kentucky established the primary seatbelt law, and to this day they require all passengers to wear their seatbelts. Since the establishment of this law, their fatality rate has dropped from 913 in 2006 to 760 in 2010. As we fly in here. Here's an image I've incorporated in from SketchUp. It's a stop sign, and this is to indicate how big of a fatality rate they used to have in 2006. So we fly over to Indiana. Indiana is also a primary seatbelts law state, and they established this law July 1st, 2007. Since 2006, the fatality rate has dropped from 902 to 754 in 4 years. Illinois, on the other hand, was the third state in the nation to first establish the primary seatbelt law. But they only require primary seatbelt laws for passengers under the age of 18 and who are sitting up front. This means if someone who is driving over the age of 18 and someone in the back is not required to wear their seatbelts. Their fatality rate has dropped from 1,254 to 927 in the last 4 years. The state of Tennessee is also a primary seatbelt law state. Their fatality rate has dropped. Their fatality rate hasn't dropped so much because they only require the front passengers, and their fatality rate has dropped from 1,284 to 1,031 since 2006 to 2010. Missouri is the secondary seatbelt law state, which means they do not require that their passengers wear their seatbelts, or a police officer cannot pull you over for not wearing your seatbelt unless he has another charge for you. Because of this, their fatality rate has only dropped from 1,096 to 900 in the last 4 years. Ohio is also a secondary seatbelt law state, and their fatality rate has only dropped from 1,238 to 1,080 in the last 4 years. Ohio does not require anyone to wear their seatbelts besides their drivers and the passengers up front. The last state we're going to look at is Virginia. Virginia is also a secondary seatbelt law state. Seatbelt law state, but they require that all passengers wear their seatbelts. Because of this, their fatality rate has dropped from 962 to 740 in the last 4 years.